Imagine a vessel so powerful it defies every rule of modern engineering, a machine capable of generating enough energy to power an entire metropolis from the middle of the storm-tossed ocean. It sounds like a fever dream pulled from the pages of a high-budget sci-fi novel, but it's already sailing, and remarkably, that is just one piece of a much larger high-stakes puzzle. Right now, China is deploying a fleet so technologically advanced that the rest of the world's maritime powers are scrambling to understand how they moved so far, so fast. We are talking about machines that can touch the deepest, most crushing points on Earth, construct record-breaking bridges across miles of open water, and move enough cargo to restock a nation's entire supply chain in a single massive voyage. These aren't just ships, they are floating industrial cities and sophisticated scientific outposts that are effectively rewriting the international laws of the sea. Today we are counting down 10 of the most extraordinary Chinese vessels operating on the high seas right now. This isn't just a contest of sheer size. It's about a nation building smarter, faster, and more independently than perhaps anyone else in modern history. If you love seeing the tangible future of technology, hit that like button and subscribe, because you truly won't believe the scale of what's waiting at number 1. Let's dive in. Number 10, Xue Long 2, the Snow Dragon. We are starting our list with the ship that signaled to the world that China meant serious business long before the general public was paying attention. Meet the Xue Long 2, which translates directly to Snow Dragon 2. This isn't just another boat, it is China's first ever icebreaker designed and built entirely with domestic technology, and its performance in frozen, hostile waters is almost hard to believe. Most traditional icebreakers work in a single, predictable direction. They drive forward, use their immense weight to crack the ice, and keep pushing through. Simple enough, right? But the Snow Dragon 2 is a different, more agile breed entirely. It features a revolutionary dual-directional hull, meaning it can break ice while moving both forward and backward. This specialized design allows it to spin, pivot, and carve its way through frozen channels that would easily trap any conventional vessel. It smashes through 1.5 meters of solid ice as if it were breaking through a thin layer of morning frost on a window. Inside, the level of sophistication is just as jarring as its exterior power. The ship houses 8 high-tech science laboratories equipped for deep sea and atmospheric research, accommodations for over 90 personnel, including elite scientists and crew, autonomous monitoring systems that track ice density in real time. Scientists on board can conduct complex research in some of the most remote and extreme environments on the planet without ever needing to pause the mission. It can operate for months on end without returning for fuel, giving China a continuous year-round presence in polar regions that was simply not possible a decade ago. It has effectively transformed the Arctic from a forbidden zone into a strategic corridor. While the US and other nations currently struggle with aging, decades-old icebreaker fleets, the Snow Dragon 2 is busy conducting missions north of Alaska, signaling that the Arctic is no longer an exclusive closed club. Number 9, HYSY 981, CNOOC 98. At number 9, we have China's first true deepwater heavyweight. To visualize the scale of this machine, picture a structure with the total footprint of a professional football field, floating with surgical precision in the middle of the turbulent open ocean. The CNOOC 981 was engineered to go exactly where China had never dared to go before, the deep seabed. This platform is a beast of engineering. It can drill down more than 10,000 meters, a distance significantly greater than the total height of Mount Everest, piercing through incredibly dense layers of earth beneath miles of crushing water pressure. Before this platform was commissioned, the metaphorical keys to underwater energy reserves were held almost exclusively by a handful of Western corporations. By launching the 981, China didn't just win a regional engineering race, they secured a permanent independent seat at the global energy table. Engineering fact, the HYSY 981 is designed to survive 100-year waves, the kind of rare rogue monsters that routinely sink legendary ships, all while utilizing a dynamic positioning system to keep its drill bits steady to the millimeter. This vessel's deployment was the exact moment the world realized the South China Sea was no longer an out-of-reach frontier for domestic energy production. It was officially open for business, backed by the most stable drilling technology on the planet. Number 8. HYSY Gang, the industrial titan. Coming in at number 8 is a vessel that defines the term heavy lifting. The HYSY Gang is a colossal bulk carrier that stretches nearly 1,200 feet in length, boasting a staggering capacity of 400,000 deadweight tons. The help you visualize that gargantuan scale, a single voyage by this titan carries enough raw iron ore to manufacture 50,000 high-end automobiles, or provide the structural steel required for 15 metropolitan skyscrapers. The reason ships of this magnitude are shifting the global landscape is simple: cold, hard economics. Instead of deploying a fleet of 5 smaller vessels, which would burn 5 times the fuel and require 5 separate crews, one of these giants completes the journey in a single run. This effectively slashes the carbon footprint per ton of cargo and reduces shipping overhead to razor-thin margins. Its specialized hull utilizes computational fluid dynamics to slice through heavy ocean swells with minimal resistance, while a sophisticated ballast system keeps the deck perfectly stable even when weighed down by mountains of mineral wealth. When fully loaded, the Hongqi gang sits 75 feet below the waterline, so deep that only a select handful of specially dredged megaports on the planet are deep enough to receive it. It is, for all intents and purposes, a floating continent of industry, moving with the relentless efficiency of a high-speed freight train that never ends. Number 7. Haiyang Shiyu 982. While our previous entry was about reaching the depths, number 7 is about surviving the volatile surface. The Haiyang Shiyu 982 is a semi-submersible drilling platform designed with one goal in mind: defying the laws of nature. While most maritime vessels are forced to flee for the safety of a port at the first sign of a tropical depression, the 982 is engineered to stay on station through Category 9 typhoons. Its architectural secret lies in a transparent hull design that sits deep below the churning waves, effectively hiding the vessel's center of gravity from surface energy while the working deck remains level. To prevent it from drifting even a single inch during a howling gale, the platform utilizes 6 massive underwater thrusters synced directly to China's Beidou satellite constellation. These engines calculate and adjust their output in milliseconds to counter the exact vector of the wind and current. In years past, China had to suspend all offshore operations whenever a dark cloud appeared on the horizon. Today, they have achieved true all-weather capability, turning the most hostile stretches of the South China Sea into just another predictable day at the office. Number 6. Dayang Hao, the Deep Sea Miner. At number 6, we step into a world that feels like a high-stakes techno-thriller. The Dayang Hao is a specialized research and exploration vessel acting as a high-tech mothership for a fleet of autonomous robotic vehicles capable of descending to 6,000 meters. These aren't just simple underwater cameras. They are sophisticated robotic prospectors equipped with AI-controlled sensors designed to map the treasure map of the future. Why is this ship a geopolitical game-changer? The deep ocean floor is littered with polymetallic nodules, small potato-shaped rocks containing high concentrations of cobalt, nickel, and manganese. These are the blood of the modern tech world, the exact raw materials required to manufacture the lithium-ion batteries and semiconductors the world is currently obsessed with. As the global economy pivots toward green energy, the demand for these minerals is projected to skyrocket by over 500% by 2050. By perfecting the technology to scout and eventually harvest these resources at scale, the Dayang Hao is ensuring China remains the gatekeeper of the 21st century's most valuable supply chains. Number 5. The muscle of the Maritime Silk Road. At number 5, we encounter the Costco shipping universe, a metal mountain stretching 400 meters, which is significantly longer than the Empire State Building is tall. This behemoth can carry over 21,000 standard shipping containers in a single transoceanic trip. If you were to line those boxes up end to end on the ground, they would create a continuous metal wall stretching for over 80 miles. This ship serves as the literal backbone of modern global trade. To move this much concentrated weight without the structural risk of snapping the hull in half, Chinese engineers developed a proprietary computer algorithm that plays a high-stakes real-time game of cargo Tetris. The system calculates the perfect weight distribution for every single 30-ton container to ensure the ship's center of buoyancy remains optimal. The existence of the universe has single-handedly lowered the cost of moving consumer goods from Shanghai to European hubs like Rotterdam, proving that in the world of global logistics, sheer scale is the ultimate competitive weapon. Number 4. Type 003 Fujian, the carrier. This isn't just a ship, it's a 1,000-foot long statement of national intent. The Fujian is China's most advanced aircraft carrier to date, and it represents a generational leap forward in naval warfare technology. Displacing over 80,000 tons, it is roughly the size of 3 Olympic stadiums placed end to end. However, the real story isn't the physical footprint, it's the electromagnetic wizardry on the flight deck. The Fujian is equipped with an electromagnetic aircraft launch System, EMALS. Until the launch of this vessel, the United States was the only nation on Earth to possess the technology to catapult heavy aircraft using electromagnetic pulses rather than traditional maintenance-heavy steam pistons. This allows the Fujian to launch aircraft more frequently, roughly one jet every 45 seconds, launch planes with heavier fuel and weapon payloads, increasing their combat radius, reduce wear and tear on the airframes, extending the life of the fleet. By commissioning the Fujian, China has effectively bypassed decades of traditional naval evolution, jumping straight into the elite blue water tire. With integrated electric propulsion and advanced stealth coatings, this massive steel island is surprisingly quiet and difficult to track for a vessel of its size, fundamentally shifting the strategic balance of power across the entire Pacific Ocean. Number 3. Zhenhua 30, the bridge-building titan. If the Fujian represents the sharp sword of China's maritime ambition, the Zhenhua 30 is the raw, unadulterated muscle. This vessel is officially the world's largest self-propelled single-boom crane ship, and the sheer physics of its operation are enough to make a structural engineer's head spin. To truly grasp the scale of this machine, you have to look at its record-breaking lifting capacity, a staggering 12,000 tons. That is the mathematical equivalent of hoisting 60 adult blue whales into the air simultaneously, or lifting nearly 2 entire Eiffel Towers at once. The Zhenhua 30 was the primary mechanical workhorse used to construct the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, currently the longest sea-crossing bridge on the planet. During construction, this titan had to lift massive prefabricated tunnel sections and lower them into the depths of the ocean with a precision of less than a few centimeters, all while battling the treacherous and unpredictable currents of the Pearl River Delta. It utilizes a dynamic positioning system so advanced that even in high winds and choppy waves, the ship can hold its station within a margin of error the width of a human hand. This vessel has allowed China to install infrastructure in open ocean conditions that were previously considered geographically impossible. It isn't just building bridges, it's stitching together entire economic mega regions by systematically conquering the water between them. Number 2. The Galaxy class, the smart ship. While the Universe class was defined by its sheer volume, the Galaxy class is defined by the high-tech future of global logistics. While it boasts a massive capacity of 23,000 containers, its true brilliance is entirely invisible to the naked eye. The Galaxy is a pioneer of smart ship architecture, utilizing cutting-edge digital twin technology. This means that engineers stationed in Shanghai have a one-to-one high-fidelity virtual replica of the ship on their screens, allowing them to monitor every engine vibration, fuel intake, and structural stress point in real time as the vessel crosses the Atlantic. The Galaxy never truly travels alone. It is an integrated thinking node in a global, intelligent maritime grid. Its hull is even coated in a specialized biomimetic nanomaterial that prevents barnacles and sea life from adhering to the steel. This reduces skin friction so effectively that it saves the operators millions of dollars in annual fuel costs. It doesn't just move cargo from point A to point B. It utilizes onboard AI to analyze weather patterns and current speeds to find the most efficient path through the ocean in real time. While other merchant ships are still navigating via traditional methods, the Galaxy is already optimizing the next decade of global trade through data. Number 1. The floating nuclear power plant. We've finally reached the top of our list, and this entry sounds like it belongs in the year 2050. China has successfully developed and deployed the Linglong 1, the world's first commercial small modular reactor, SMR, designed specifically for the maritime environment. This is a 125 megawatt nuclear powerhouse contained entirely within a ship's reinforced hull. It is engineered to sail to remote islands, coastal industrial zones, or even disaster-stricken regions to provide immediate, carbon-free electricity to 150,000 homes simultaneously. Think about the massive strategic and humanitarian implications of this technology. Traditionally, if you wanted to power a remote territory or a deep sea outpost, you had to ship in thousands of tons of coal or diesel, which is both prohibitively expensive and highly vulnerable to naval blockades. Now, China can simply sail a nuclear power plug to any coordinate on the map. The safety protocols integrated into the Linglong 1 are legendary. Passive cooling. The reactor is designed to automatically shut down and cool itself even if all external power is lost. Structural fortification. The hull is double reinforced to survive a direct high-speed collision with another vessel or a massive underwater earthquake. Self-contained, it can operate for years without refueling, making it the ultimate tool for humanitarian aid, deep-sea mining, and territorial expansion. While the rest of the world is still debating the legislative hurdles of transitioning away from fossil fuels, China has physically built a way to move the world's most powerful energy source across the waves. When you look at these 10 vessels as a collective whole, a clear and undeniable picture emerges. China is no longer just a participant in the maritime world. It has become the primary architect of its future. From the frozen, desolate poles to the deepest, darkest ocean trenches, these ships are the sophisticated tools of a new era of ocean dominance. They are living proof that with enough engineering, will, and domestic innovation, the ocean is no longer a barrier. It is a high-speed highway to the future. If you made it this far, you've seen how these machines are literally reshaping the physical and economic map of the globe. Hit that like button if your mind was blown by that floating nuclear reactor, and don't forget to subscribe to stay ahead of the curve on the tech that's changing our world. This is Signal Frontier, and I'll see you in the next one.